Hey there, folks! Animatic Gamer's the name, and gaming's my game. Yes, I did do some rebranding. That being said, while my channel is still pretty small, the DKC No Barrels video seemed to get more views than any other video on here so far, and in very little time span. So because of this, I'll be redoing the challenge once again, but this time in the sequel, Diddy's Conquest. The rules are the same as before. I'm not allowed to pick up nor throw any barrels. As mentioned previously though, I will be touching the ones you shoot out of as it's a requirement in some stages. So that basically means any barrel I can jump into won't count either, as there are some which we turn into the animal buddies with. But without further ado, let's begin. Starting in Gangplank Galleon with Pirate Panic. Like before, it's hard to get an extra hit point, but since I'm once again playing on NSO, Rewind feature is my best friend, of course. I guess two of the main differences with this compared to the last game is one, there are enemies that pop out and run inside barrels which we need to look out for, and two, boxes don't count as barrels. Hooray! The finish line barrel also doesn't count since we can't touch it, and it breaks on impact, giving us this sick animation. In Main Brace Mayhem, we have this one barrel we need to walk past, which we can easily do, no problem. However, once we get to this rope we need to climb up... Oh! Well, isn't that just lovely? A precious barrel blocking our path with no way of escape! No matter what I tried, even to the sides underneath, I always ended up touching the barrel! So sadly, it is not possible to beat Donkey Kong Country 2 without touching any barrels. Whoa, 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 wait a second, hold up! This can't be the end! Is it? Nope, not even close. Let's just back up a bit. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, this game actually has cheat codes. And no, I'm not joking. It's literally in the official game. And there's this one code that takes away all of the DK barrels. From the title screen, all you need to do is press start and select a game file as usual. But then once you get to this screen, press down 5 times. And then once you see music test, press down another 5 times. Then once you've got cheat mode highlighted, press these buttons in the order they appear. And if you hear Diddy laugh, you've removed all the DK barrels from all the levels. Alrighty, now we just go back and play it through as normal, and voila! No DK barrel on the rope. And we got our extra hit point. That all being said, it's only the DK barrels that are removed, with all the other ones remaining present. So we're not quite out of barrel hell yet. Moving on, the rest of level 2 was pretty simple. Gangplank Galley more or less the same, as well as Lockjaw's Locker. We do have the same kind of barrels underwater in the very narrow spots, but we could just swim above like before. In Top Sail Trouble, we use our first animal buddy with little to no barrels to avoid. And we hit our first boss, which we fight using eggs instead of barrels. We're sailing pretty smooth so far. Crocodile Cauldron is up next, and on Hothead Hop, we run into more of these barrel enemies, also known as clobbers. I found the best strategy when dealing with them was to jump over them and then let them run off the platform depending on where they're located. There were other instances where I used these treasure chests to take them out temporarily. I also had to be careful in this part where the crocodile sends me up toward the checkpoint barrel, but nothing beyond that. In Cannon's Claim, we get introduced to those pirate enemies that shoot out barrels, so we need to jump over those in time as they come near us. Lava Lagoon gives us that flooded water inside a ship filled with blood, and... wait, I thought this was supposed to be a kid's game. Oh, never mind. But going back, we do have a clobber at the end that we need to avoid, which we can easily lure him into this spot below, so not much to that. In Red Hot Ride, half the time we're in the air riding, and the other half jumping over clobbers. Surprise, surprise. In Squawk's Shaft, there were maybe only 1 or 2 barrels we needed to avoid, and that was it. World 2's boss, while a bit challenging, there's no barrels to worry about. In Kremque, we start off Barrel Bayou. I got Rambi out for this one, and it was a bit challenging when he came across this clobber, even when trying to jump over him. So I basically used the same strategy as before, which meant luring him into the water. Twice. Because yes, he did respawn, and it was pretty annoying. We also have these headless ghosts which throws random crap at us, including barrels. So a few more obstacles than usual, but I'm sure the worst is yet to come. Glimmer's Galleon, on the other hand, was pretty harmless and probably our easiest one yet. Crockhead Clamber, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. Because we have this one barrel here which summons the crocodiles, we're basically screwed. Where's Elton John when you need him? But wait, this is DKC 2, Diddy's Conquest, which had Dixie, along with Diddy, instead of Donkey Kong. And she had that hair-twirling move. Well, good golly gravy, that was a close one. But unfortunately, I spoke too soon, because looky what we have next. Yeah. No matter whether I jumped from the platform below or flew above, I just could not reach the other stem sticking out of the water. So with that said, it is not possible to not beat Donkey Kong Country 2 without touching a single barrel. Well, at least not yet. I did some research and found that there's this one glitch you can do earlier on, and it's called a wrong warp. What we need to do is switch to Diddy and have Dixie Kong on his back. Standing next to this no spider sign, once the pirate enemy is about to attack, we move back to the left to get out of the way. And as he's pulling his stuck sword, throw Dixie at him and let her take damage. And just before she gets off screen, quickly jump into the barrel blaster below. Now we're back in the world map and can proceed on to Rattle Battle. We turn into Radley the Snake and get this pretty jazzy music jingle. Now in terms of barrels, the only parts we need to worry about are these ones where the pirates shoot barrels out of their cannons. The first one was pretty easy, but the second one had me worried. It's quite literally the intended way to make progress in the game. However, we can supercharge our jump and land there and damage boost through the enemies, so we're still smooth sailing. In Slime Climb, clobbers make a return but are easy to avoid. Now in Bramble Blast, we are shooting out of barrels, but they don't count since we go inside them. However, I was concerned with this one part here with a checkpoint barrel, which is right below where we need to shoot next. I thought this would be impossible at first until I realized, like before, that I can hold down the left button on my controller as I'm coming out. But now on to the boss. Oh no. Not again. Yeah, the way we defeat this boss is by throwing TNT barrels at it. Go figure. So for real now, it is not possible to beat Donkey Kong Country 2 without touching a single barrel. And yes, I'm gonna add another barrel icon on the top left. So far, I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's over half of our total from last time. Hopefully there won't be any more. Fingers crossed. But now it's time for my favorite world in the game, Crazy Kremland. Hornet Hole was a nice break after suffering from the complete BS from Cludgel. But sadly, Target Terror was not quite so generous. Now we run into yet another level requiring us to touch barrels, which we need to do to open these doors on the roller coaster. So let's count how many we need. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 barrels! No, wait. 11! Yeah, we touched 11 barrels in this level, giving us a grand total of 17 barrels! That is absolutely BS. But it can't get any worse. Can it? Oh, for crying out loud. Yep, say it with me, everyone. We have 18 barrels. Jeez Louise. Wait just a darn flippin' minute. Now, yes, I know we've already deemed this challenge impossible, but I think we can salvage ourselves with one less barrel. Yep, it's time for another Wrong Warp. What we need to do in this case is have Diddy as our selected character, jump on the Speedle, jump on the Thorn, killing Diddy, have Dixie get invisibility, pick up the Beetle, keep going right and knock it into this Thorn in a certain way. You go back up, kill this enemy, and then go all the way to the right, face left, and jump while throwing, and you should see this bonus barrel, which will take you back to the map screen. I got this from a YouTube tutorial by DKC Greenman, so go ahead and watch that if you want to learn more. 18 minus 1 gives us 17. And moving on, Rickety Race was up next, and fortunately we had no gates nor barrels we needed to touch. Mudhole Marsh started all right at first. I had fun by destroying these barrels with a round shot, but then later on we come here. This is yet another part requiring us to touch barrels. We have one of those enemies shooting barrels out of his cannon. I tried bouncing on the Dragonfly as Dixie, but I can't do her twirling move after she hits it, so that's not going to work. You typically need to jump on at least 3 of these before you get to the other side to destroy this enemy. Or we could use another Wrong Warp. So there's another round shot we can pick up, which you're supposed to take to this cannon to get to the bonus room. But instead, take it over to these 3 beetles. You'll destroy the first one with it, jump on the third one, switch to Dixie, pick up the third one, throw it at the second one in a certain way until it looks like she's holding nothing. Then press Y, switch back to Diddy, grab the round shot, and boom! Oh, I love me some Wrong Warps. Ramby Rumble had Ramby Rumble his way through the beehive with little to no barrels to worry about. The boss next up had no barrels whatsoever, so it's time to move on. Ghostly Grove had a couple of spots to pay attention to, but it was pretty easy. Haunted Hall, on the other hand, was a disaster! We have yet another level where we have to hit the barrels to open the doors on the ride! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, because we have this checkpoint barrel. Okay, and then 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20! Okay, no Wrong Warp options here, so that racks up our score to 37! Gusty Glade had only one tricky part, a checkpoint barrel above a launcher, but all I really had to do was just jump a bit lower and there's no trouble. In Parrot Shoot Panic, however, we had to add another digit to the barrel counter because of this checkpoint we can't avoid. Right? 38 barrels, 38 barrels, right? Webb Woods quite literally requires us to use Squitter, who is quite possibly the worst animal buddy in the entire DKC franchise. And what's worse than that is that the barrels were... Well, okay, we didn't need to touch any barrels, all things considered, but I just needed to get my hatred of Squitter off my chest. We need to throw barrels at the boss a total of 3 times. Assuming you don't accidentally lose or break your barrel in the process, that racks up our score to 41. K. Rool's Keep starts us off with the icy level of Arctic Abyss, which was harmless, as well as Windy Well. Castle Crush also didn't have any barrels to touch nor crush, pun fully intended. Clapper's Cavern is another icy level which didn't give us any issues, so round of applause for that. Chain Link Chamber had no sign of Link, unfortunately, but as for barrels, we did have another clobber, which this particular kind can quite literally take away your lives each time it hits you. So you gotta quickly make your way up the chain before it even hits you once. The only toxic part about Toxic Tower, for me anyways, was having to use Squitter again as one of the animal buddies. I'm about ready to squash that spider on the ground and, well, okay, at least there weren't any barrels. Stronghold Showdown gives us another fake-out ending, followed by another Thorn level. The Race with the Birds gives me my favorite music piece from the game, Bad Bird Rag. David Wise was pretty wise for including that piece. And there were no barrels to worry about either. Now, on to the final boss, King K. Rool. Or, excuse me, Captain K. Rool, rather. My bad. He shoots spikes at us and round shots, which we have to throw into his cannon. Oh, and a barrel which we have to jump on to get one of the round shots to shoot in. Actually, we need to do this 3 times. Which means 44 on the barrel score. Alright, so we made it through the entirety of DKC2 with our grand total equaling 44. That's only 33 more than the original game, so I doubt DKC3 will be any easier. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts below in the comments, and as usual, stay safe, stay strong, stay silly. This is Animatic Gamer, signing off.